Did you know 2023 was the hottest year ever to be reported on Earth? As an environmental science major, I've gained a lot of knowledge on the climate crisis. Each and every one of us relies on Earth's resources to keep us alive, from the food we eat to the air we breathe. Climate change has already begun to put these resources at risk, and if we don't act soon, the problem will only get more extensive. We should all believe that human-caused climate change will eventually threaten many human lives, and I'll share 3 reasons to support this. First, I'll start with explaining why scientists believe that it's an issue. Next, I'll go on to describe how it's already affecting us, and I'll finish on a more positive note by discussing ways that we can take action. I know many find science boring, but I promise this is worth a listen. Scientists have found many reasons to believe that climate change is a threat. According to the American Association for the Advancement of Science, 97% of climate scientists believe climate change is happening and it's due to the actions of humans. The UN Climate Action Team identifies greenhouse gases as the driving cause of climate change. They explain how greenhouse gases trap the sun's heat on the earth, which causes the atmosphere to warm. Consequences of these rising temperatures can be catastrophic. It can affect our food supply by hurting farming and fisheries. It can also cause destructive storms and can also cause the ocean temperature to rise as well as the sea level to rise, which can threaten coastal towns. The temperatures can also cause heat waves and bad air pollution, which are detrimental to human health. And the list continues, but I've probably already scared you all enough. Many agree that climate change is naturally occurring because when you look at graphs over thousands of years, you can see big fluctuations throughout Earth's temperature, but we've never seen this amount of warming happen in such a short period of time. After hearing the number of scientists that believe in climate change and its effects, I hope you can all see that it's a real threat. Now that I've discussed some of the effects, I will share how it's already begun to happen. The dangerous effects of climate change have already begun to strike. According to Greg Holland and Sydney L. Briere, the proportion of category 4 and 5 hurricanes has increased at 25 to 30% per Celsius of global warming. Warmer oceans caused by the temperature can result in stronger hurricanes, which are detrimental to coastal and inland towns. An example that recently happened was Hurricane Helene, and this isn't on the radar, and Hurricane Helene did not only affect the Gulf Coast of Florida where it hit, but it also affected all the way inland up to North Carolina and caused deaths in North Carolina. The UN explains it already affects us in many ways and emphasizes its effects on human health. They describe the increase in heat waves and floods that threaten human lives, and they tend to strike disadvantaged people before anybody else. A lot of people will say that climate change hasn't personally affected them, so they don't believe in it. Like, for example, if we live in Wisconsin, many people are like, it's still cold outside. But just because we aren't seeing it doesn't mean it's not happening in other countries or even other parts of the United States. After learning how many people climate change affects, I hope you are aware of the threats that we may face someday. And finally, for some good news, I will explain how we can all make a difference. There are still ways we can make a difference in combating climate change in our day-to-day lives. According to the EPA, one of the biggest differences an individual can make is switching to public transportation or choosing to walk or bike instead of drive your own personal car every day. Many people feel defeated when discussing climate change and feel that they can make no difference just because their individual themselves won't impact the earth. But this is not true. Even tiny little actions can help in small ways. According to Lundstrom and Hallberger, a master's student from Vienna School of International Studies, results show substantial potential for emission reduction through individual behavior changes. The sector of electric consumption has a reduction potential of 11% dietary choices, minimum 25%, and maximum 52%. Transportation patterns hold the reduction potential of 15.4%. If we are all able to collectively begin making smaller individual changes, there will be a large impact to the earth. Many will say that as I mentioned before, their individual changes won't make a difference, but if we all have this attitude, no changes are going to be made at all. So we all need to work together. I've explained my 3 reasons behind believing in the threat of climate change. We should all believe that climate change is a threat to humans, and this is because I discussed how many scientists believe in climate change and why they do, and then I discussed how it's already happening to us, and then I explained some ways that we can make a difference. Next time you drive, weigh out if there's another way you can get to your destination, walking, using public transportation, or biking. And even if it's not the most convenient option, it's better than the consequences of climate change in the future. Thank you.